Okay, let's do this again. Thanks for watching 42 Days and 42 Years. My name's Tate and I'm sharing my life with you. So, age 8, guys. It's not so bad, I guess, that year. But I ended up moving to Erin, Ontario. Started a hockey team, joined a hockey team. Tried goalie the first day and I sucked so bad that they got like 10 goals on me and we lost 10-1. So the next day they tried a girl out and she saved almost every goal that game and we won. So I began playing hockey. I was more or less a center and a left wing or right wing. Really, I should be right wing, but they would switch you either side. Didn't matter what side you shot with the puck still. And it was house league. So, yeah, so then I started going to school in Erin and do a lot of skipping with the girls at school where you had 2 ropes going like this, or even the 1 rope, but I like the 2 ropes more. It was so much more fun. Or those, what do you call the game, jumping, making the stuff on the ground and you jump through and jump across, playing that with the girls and that. So yeah, now I believe I was in grade 3 or grade 4 and probably failed it a couple times, not spending enough time in school still. Spent a lot of time in hospitals, x-rays, EEGs, seeing special doctors that would make you read stuff and like show you something that would look like a butterfly and say, what do you see? And then you say the first thing you see and those things, and then they start testing you for everything else and saying you're allergic to dairy products, you're allergic to trees, you're paper trees, you're a whole bunch of stuff. And so yeah, and then I wasn't allowed to have cereal with milk in it no more. I had to have juice in it. And I can remember a few times, this might have been a year later or 2 after, but I can remember a lot of times my foster parents, whenever there were issues and they'd get mad at me, or whatever it was, I can't remember why, but they'd start like trying to push me into my room and I didn't want to go, and then they'd hold me down to the ground and then I'd start screaming, so then they'd cover my mouth. When they covered my mouth, they'd cover my nose, so then I wasn't able to breathe, so I may bite their hands or something so that they'd move it and then I could get a breath of air in. I don't think they meant to cover my nose, meant cover my mouth so the neighbors don't hear me screaming. I even had to go to court with Children's Aid that they fought for me to stay with them. I believe that was around 8 years old, or it even happened before I moved to Erin and I was living in Mississauga still then, maybe. But I remember I had to go to court with Children's Aid regarding that because they heard about me complaining and saying that they almost suffocated me and done many things like that and wasn't being treated right. But then they'd talk to me and say, Tate, do you want to leave us? Like, do you know where you're going to go if you leave us? And they brought fear into me, being scared to leave, and knowing that other places I was thinking was worse, with what guys would do or things like that to us. And it's like, no, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I had to go to court and they fought for me to stay with them. And so yeah, but yeah, a lot of rough times. Like I said, they almost suffocate me or whatever. And I joined a school in Erin, Ontario, the Erin Public School. I played a lot with the girls skipping or whatever games. And that was more or less my 8th year. It wasn't so bad that year other than the hospitals and having seizures. I kind of liked there and moving in there, a nice town that I was allowed to go out and run around everywhere, that it wasn't too dangerous of a place, and you had forest across the road, and other areas where people ride dirt bikes and stuff. So I used to take my pedal bike there and ride on the trails all the time and on dirt trails around there. And so it was a nice little town and really good for kids. And, I kind of liked it there. And so that was my 8th year. Ashley, I'm not sure if I said when I moved to Erin, Ashley, my oldest foster sister, she didn't want to move. She wanted to stay with friends, so she went into a group home. And the rest of us all went to Erin. My foster sisters were in Air Cadets. I also actually, one thing that I missed too before I moved to Erin that year was Sharon, my foster sister. She did a spell on me that year. I remember one time they brought me down into the basement in her, because she lived in the basement of the house for a little bit, and had a room set up down there and everything. And they basically had candles everywhere. This was the year Glass Tiger's song came out, the Glass Tiger. And they sang that in school at the concert thing. And I am the tiger. So yeah, that song. And that year when that song came out and made hits is the year that my sister put a spell on me. Put candles up everywhere, had like a circle and a star thing down and a whole bunch of stuff. And even my foster parents knew that she was doing something. And I don't know what kind of spell she was trying to put on me, but maybe, I don't think it was to stop my seizures. I think it was for something else. I remember Sharon too, she nicknamed me at a young age, calling me Tater Bug. And I can remember being in kindergarten, all the other grades up to 3 or 4, and then even up to 12. Now, you guys ever thinking of my name, being adults and watching this, you would never ever think of this. But if you were a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid, somehow it come to your head and you just start calling me this. So it was Tater the masturbator. And that's what all the kids always called me at school. And Sharon came up with the nickname calling me Tater Bug. Like I was always a bug to everybody and nobody liked me. And another thing that I can remember, which actually started when I was about 5 or 6 years old, from the drugs they started giving me and everything. I don't know what happened or what they did, but for some reason my food started coming up all the time. So whenever they saw me bring up my food, they'd run to the foster parents, say, Tate just brought up his food. And then they'd scream at me and say, Tate, don't bring up your food. And, they get mad and everything else. And usually when they punished me, dumbest way to punish me, they always told me, Tate, go to that corner and lay on your head. So I did, and I became kind of guy that just loved being on my head. I'd stand on my head for hours. And I even got into walking on my hands and everything. So, but that's pretty much what I can remember of age 8. And so tomorrow I'll come back and share some more with you. I appreciate everybody that's watching. I hope you don't just watch, if you're starting to watch this episode or the next one, if you haven't seen me from the beginning, please start from the beginning and take your time and go through. Otherwise, you could just watch one video or 2 videos and then you're really not understanding the sickness that I have to fight to survive every single day of my life. Because of something that you see in one episode, or you're like, I just don't want to listen to this guy or anything. Well, it's nothing better than watching and learning from a based on true story and somebody who doesn't lie. So I don't hide nothing. I don't lie about anything. I speak the truth of it all, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not embarrassed or whatever about it. I just want to do better. I want to have a better life too, like everybody else does. We always want to make changes to make life better. And I want to try to make this the best I possibly can for as long as I'm in this world, and do as many good things as I can. So thanks again, guys, for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.